Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Session Chair, Mr. Suresh Kumar, my fellow session panelists, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Col Sikka from SAP India. Just to introduce, that's the largest enterprise solution provider company on application software worldwide. We have more than 6,000 organizations running end-to-end only in India and more than a lakh worldwide. I heard my previous panelist bring out a number of issues. I think all of them are addressable in what I'm going to talk in the next 10 to 12 minutes. Canvas is very large. Try and fit it in. Give you a little insight into what I have to offer uh, from an SAP perspective. Issues fundamentally which come out in the government, which he brought out, was hardware is bought. I was seeing through the CCTN as a 2% return was application development. Unfortunately, you can buy the best of the servers, the best of the networks, but if you have no application to run on it, the whole project fails. So the essence of application being very low in cost, but the heart of the whole project loses no eminence. And interoperability, devices, upgradability to systems, upgradability to technology, upgradability to changes. He brought out issues like a mobile number, a UID field to be added on. What all will keep on adding? New GST fields, new formats in your comparative statements and bills, new income tax rules in your payroll systems. You will keep on changing every system every year to all changing rules and regulations. You will keep on changing hardware, because by the time the software is ready, the hardware gets obsolete, or upgrades or changes from a Windows to a Linux or Unix. So these are issues which not only plague his organization but organizations worldwide. And that's where the organizations have shifted across from a custom developed approach to a COTS modular approach, which is scalable, which is upgradable, which is changeable to the needs of the governments and the organizations, because they are going to change, and yet you do not discard or throw either the hardware or the software or the environment in which the organization works. So keeping that as the background, I will SAP India has SAP worldwide has one of the major portfolios in public security. We are providing application solutions under 5 major areas, starting off from law enforcement and intelligence agencies, police agencies, complete border management, emergency services, justice management. We have a number of users across the world, more than 80 police organizations from NYPD to London Metropolitan to New York State running on applications provided by SAP. And most of the issues which my previous speaker brought out have been addressed in these implementations. Taking on to the complete solution offering which is available from the application perspective, I have very integrated and detailed investigative case management systems. Gentlemen, I'm only talking of applications. I'm not talking of hardware. I'm not talking of connectivity. I'm agnostic to hardware. I'm agnostic to networks. I'm agnostic to connectivities. You can use me on a VSAT. You can use me on a VHS radio set 9.6 duplex, because police forces are mobile, offline. Organizations are static, connected. Fundamental difference in how you provide applications to a police force. Mobile, offline. They will move, they will be offline, they will be disconnected. The challenges in developing applications in this environment. A static environment, anybody can provide applications. Now that's where the expertise comes in. Second is intelligence. Major. Today it's all intelligence-led investigation, not vice versa. Today the ethos is prevention, not reaction. I would rather prevent. I was very happy to read today's newspaper that we just preempted, Delhi police has just preempted a major strike. And the one wording which stood out was the agencies collaborated and worked together. I was very happy to read that one word. And that is the sum total or ethos of effective intelligence collaboration. The US Fusion Intelligence Centers are running on this platform. And let me tell you, the information is flowing from the lowest level to the highest level. And that's why they've been able to, after the 9/11 attacks till today, prevent further attacks on the organization. I will not say the attacks are not going to happen. The terrorists are always going to be one step ahead. They're going to plan new ways. They're going to plan new methods. The enforcement agencies have to be a step further. It's always going to be a race. It's never going to end. And that's where the technology and the ID systems come in. The third is the emergency and disaster management. Whenever these events occur, how well is the state ready and equipped to tackle with the emergency and disaster, whether it be a bomb blast, or an earthquake, or a chemical attack. Next is special events management. It's becoming very, very vulnerable today. Special targets should be monitored closely. Define high value targets and preemptively monitor them. So you need systems which monitor all this. And lastly is the core police solutions. I always talk of, police always talks of modernization, but it also should talk of, in the Bombay attacks, there's a jammer on a vehicle. Unfortunately, the battery of the vehicle didn't work, so they couldn't move the vehicle with the jammer, and they couldn't jam around. They thought of everything. They thought of the best truck, the best jammer, the best fitted on the vehicle. But the battery of the truck, nobody had bothered to check. So the truck just couldn't start. So they just couldn't move the truck around with the jammer. They had to push it every time. Imagine a small battery just shortchange your complete operation. So these are the issues which I'm also talking about: the finance, the HR, the back-end logistics, the men on the ground, which is the mainstay of any police force. Going on to specifically police functions, divide into four major areas: the investigation functions, the law and order functions, the support functions, and to this add the special functions like the reports, the MIS systems. Sir brought out everybody should be able to just deep dive into a central repository of stolen vehicles. Absolutely correct. But you need enterprise content systems, you need dashboarding systems, you need data mining systems. Unless and until you have them in the systems integrated. Again, it's very simple to make a PPT integrated. The word interoperable is, I think, the most highly abused. Even two phones will not be interoperable at times, because every software, every platform is made by its own manufacturer, and he doesn't want it to be interoperable. So I develop systems in silos in 20 states, in 20 platforms, in 20 databases and operating systems. How do I make it interoperable? An organization, the defense organization, I know, is going to spend 280 crores only trying to make 200 locations interoperable. The systems have been developed. Hardware, there is software, now they don't know how to talk to each other. So look at the cost of interoperability, and it's not going to be practically possible. So we come in on special functions: reports, surveillance, fingerprinting, crime and criminal record, and departmental inquiry. All these add on with citizen-centric functions. Very, very important. A police force at the end of the day is a citizen-centric, citizen contact force. And if that face of the force is not easily usable either by the citizens or by the police, the lower rung of the police functionaries, then the whole system will collapse. And he rightly brought out, it should be in the language in which it is going to be used. So the adaptability of the system across Indian languages also should be built in. Only then it will be adoptable. The systems are all available on the SAP platform. Coming across to integrated emergency and disaster management. Complete operational view of preparedness, response, recovery, and afterthought. How this could have been prevented. The whole process of an integrated emergency and disaster management. Who's going to respond? What is going to be the reaction? Where are the people going to be shifted? Where are the people going to be evacuated? What is the capacity of each of my hospital? We did this kind of systems from European countries, where we integrated the Army, Navy, Air Force, the hospital, the police, the emergency services, and civil ambulance recovery teams. The whole four systems with the complete medical system of the country integrated. So real-time availability on the status of each of the resource which is available to handle an emergency was available. Coming across to special event management, high-value targets. Gaining preeminence now, map high-value targets, link it up with satellite imagery, link it up with CCTV integration. All these hardwares are available, but unfortunately linking it up, they're all standalone systems. I can put in 50 cameras in markets of Delhi. Let's say even if they're functional, at the end of the day, what? Am I just recording it and then analyzing it? Or should I have the capability to have real-time analysis of those and take decision now? not after 4 days once a recording is available. I think that's the fundamental shift in approach to policing. Reactive, not reactive, preemptive. Next is real-time information available. That's, you have a whole lot of information floating in a lot of data elements, a lot of systems. How do I bring it out, fuse it out into the system? I'll show you two examples of a crime tracking system. This is for the Singapore, real-time available. What is the state? Now, there is no concept of reports coming in. There is no concept of Excel sheets coming in. There is no concept of some people at police stations sending up reports and information. Our automation starts off with मेरे ऑफिस से ये 15 रिपोर्ट ऊपर जाती है, ये उनका फॉर्मेट है, ये फील्ड है. That's not automation. Automation should reduce manpower. Automation should reduce process. Automation should reduce aggregation. If you're not able to achieve those three in a system, then automation has no use. The information loses the value. This should be available real time by the system. Nobody should be feeding it, nobody should be sending it, and nobody should be collating it. Go into any of the districts, you want to see each state, go into which type of incident has happened, go into a region, and you see over here date by date the ready availability of each accident. Now this is just a crime dashboard for the senior officers. But mind you, there is no data feeding done, there is no Excel sheets moving up. This is all real-time pulling of data from the system. Now you will have CCTNS systems which are functional, but you need these kind of systems to take effective decisions. And this is what the higher management would require. Give you another example. This is the US Division of Criminal Justice Services. County-wise, year-wise, what is the state of my crime? And it's real time. This is not manual systems. This is real-time information flowing year-wise. What is the state of each of my crime? Which is going up, which is going down, what was previous for each of my areas. And this kind of information, if it is available, corrective actions are taken, resources are pumped in, more weapons, equipments are given. And you narrow down exactly the areas which you want to address rather than giving it across the board, okay, 500 gypsies to Delhi police. No. Give 200 gypsies to a particular hotspot area, and this is how you define. These are the metrics which are available real time. So this is how the effective policing is making use of technology. Going on from information and content management, I'll come on to another area which is the intelligence. Very, very important aspect, right from central intelligence agencies to state intelligence agencies today. Whether preemptive, also the normal investigation is today being led by intelligence. So there are the three aspects to an intelligence: text analytics, intelligence search, and data visualization. You have a number of reports coming in. You have a number of raids being carried out. You recover a computer from there, it has a hard disk. You recover some documents from somebody who's just been arrested. There is an accident which has occurred last night somewhere. So there's a whole lot of data recoveries which are flowing in from various sources. You have the border control organization, you have the immigration, you have the foreign agencies, you have the defense intelligence agencies. All of them are generating a whole lot of information. What's the correlation for you to take action? So whether it is in the form of video, audio, text, emails, news, PowerPoint, everything is flowing into a system. You need a system which is going to transfer this data, unstructured or structured, into a manageable entomology flowchart, define, take out individuals, take out entities, and then bring out put it on a GIS. I'll give you a very interesting example. There were riots in London which were held in August last year. Now what the London police did was they started tracking the Twitter of the people on the net. And from the Twitter they came to know the addresses, and from the addresses they mapped it onto a GIS, and they were mapping what is the address level belonging onto each individual who is taking part in a riot, what is happening on the riot where. They turned to Twitter, connected Twitter onto their intelligence system, and started extracting actionable intelligence from Twitter to control the riots. Very innovative way of technology. But they took that as an input into the intelligence system. Very innovative way, because a whole lot of messages were being posted on the Twitter. Reactions, further actions planned were also coming on the Twitter. Get together over here, tonight meet over there, we are going to get together over here. So all this was coming, and this is the complete, I have a case study of how they were able to manage the whole crowd, how they were to anticipate as to what is going to happen next where, and how the crowd is going to be, and how the police is going to react to that. They effectively used that in the London riots which happened last year. The other issue which I talked of was the intelligence fusion centers. We have to have a full integrated intelligence fusion center network. We are working towards those lines. The government of India is into that. But we're already running the complete intelligence fusion centers for the US homeland. And mind you, they've connected each and every entity into that system. And it's flowing from the grassroots right up to federal. The systems are available. Again, they are shadowed by hardware. How much of terabyte of space? How much of hard disk? I had a very interesting incident where Janta said, we want to set up a data center. I said, data center, what criteria is it? 200 square feet. I said, data center is not 200 square feet. 1 terabyte is 2 inches by 2 inches. What's your data center data size? 5 terabytes. 5 terabytes comes in 2 feet by 2 feet. Not 2000 square feet room for a data center. So those concepts have to be changed. Concepts have to be moving more towards the applications, and that's where SAP applications come into the play. We moved away from standard reporting and dashboarding tools to something called in-memory computing. Please try and realize you have a 5 terabyte database in a data over here in a hard disk, and you're trying to extract information which is going to take half an hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour. Imagine putting the same thing into in-memory and then directly doing data mining. You're saving a 5-hour. Yeah. And that's how today we fast-tracked, the analytics from a 5-hour analytic response to a 5-second analytic response in-memory analytics. That's the latest technology. It's already in use in India. Private companies have started using it. Worldwide, it's already in use by the armies. It's a very exciting technology. This is the latest from the SAP stable. We have customers across the public security, law enforcement, right from FBI, terrorist tracking organization, to CIA, to the offender management, to all the major police forces running on SAP applications. I have finished. Open for any questions.